Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, it's going to be another edition of what you all love, what you all request, and what you guys enjoy. Is it a dupe or just a waste of money? And on today's video, we will be checking out this palette right here by OKALAN. Now, this is not a brand new palette that SHOPHUSH has out by any means. I have seen this on the website or the app for a while now. However, I thought, why not try it out? My daughter actually has what this palette right here could be a dupe for, and that is the Venus palette by Lime Crime right here. You will see that she keeps everything very pristine, so it still has the little protective cover on it and everything. But this palette right here retails for $34 at limecrime.com, and this palette right here retails for $10 at the SHOPHUSH app. So again, as always y'all, I am not sponsored, affiliated, nor do I get a kickback or anything fabulous like that. I just do these videos because one, I enjoy them, and two, you all enjoy watching them as well. So without further ado, if you want to find out if this Mattes palette is the dupe for this Lime Crime Venus palette, then of course stay tuned. Okay, so like I said, this palette is by OKALAN. It is called the Matte Eyeshadow Palette. It does have 8 shades in here, looking very, very similar to the Lime Crime Venus palette. Now, the Venus palette, like I said, does retail for $34, and this OKALAN palette found on SHOPHUSH does retail for $10. Now, right off the bat, when they are side by side, you can see a little bit of a difference in the shade called Rebirth, and on this palette it is actually called Rebirth. All the names are the exact same as in the Lime Crime palette. Now, real quick, I do want to mention that this is a dupe video, not a fake video. The difference between a dupe and a fake is a dupe is made to look similar or have the similar colors as the high-end palette, however does not have the high-end name on it. So even though that the names are similar or the exact same eyeshadow names to the high-end palette, this is not claiming to be a Lime Crime palette. Now, the fake palettes that are out there will look like the, or try and replicate the high-end palette, right down to having the actual Lime Crime name as well as Venus up here. As you can see, this does not say Lime Crime at all, nor does it say Venus on here whatsoever, so that is why this is considered a potential dupe, not a fake. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into swatches before we actually start the tutorial. Okay, so I went ahead, I've swatched every single shade in both of these palettes. Now, on top will be the OKALAN palette, on the bottom is the Lime Crime palette. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in so you can see the swatches. Okay, so like I said, on top is all of the OKALAN palette shades. On the bottom is the Lime Crime, and as you can see, for the most part, they do match, except for some, which again, this is the OKALAN, this is the Lime Crime, and some of the pigmentation where you can tell the Lime Crime is more pigmented than the OKALAN. Same goes for over here on these two shades. Okay, so that was the swatches, and as I said, some of the colors are off. One in particular, as I said before, the shade Rebirth is in the OKALAN palette a bit more on the orangey side than what is in the Venus palette, which is more of like a, I don't know, like a bold pinky, more of a pink undertone type of shade. So anyways, without further ado, I'll zoom you guys back in and we will go ahead and get the tutorial started. As always, one side will be done with the OKALAN palette, the other side will be done with the Lime Crime palette. I'll get it right one of these days, guys. I will be using the exact same brushes, however, I will be cleaning them off in between. So I will not be going from one palette, dipping straight into another palette. I just want this to be completely completely fair. I will be using as many colors as I possibly can, which I'm not going to go too crazy with it though, in each palette, just to try and show you guys as much as I possibly can. Like I've said in the past, I know swatches don't mean a hill of beans when I'm just swatching it on my arm. It all comes down to how they apply on the eye. Okay, so like I said, one eye will be with the OKALAN palette, the other eye with the Lime Crime palette. I am really sorry guys, I can't enunciate to save my life. Okay, so I'm gonna hop off. I'm going to do my liner and my lashes, and I will be right back. Okay everybody, so I am back with my lashes and my liner. For liner, I am using the ColourPop gel liner in the shade Swerve. As for mascara, as you guys know, I love to layer my mascara. I am using the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, as well as the Ciate Linden Wonderland Mascara and the Essence Volume Stylist Mascara. It's an 18-hour fiber mascara. I love this, however, it does dry out really quickly, so you know, side note on that. As far as this palette, I'm going to go ahead, zoom you guys in so you can see the final look. As always, you know, this is a judgment-free channel, and there is no judging my blendability skills or lack thereof. I never claimed to be a professional makeup artist. So, let's zoom in. Okay, so as you can tell, this is the final look. Again, on this side is the OKALAN palette, and on this side is the Lime Crime Venus palette. I swear, I just can't say that for nothing, can I, guys? Okay, so my thoughts on these two palettes right here. Now, as you guys saw in the swatches, that some of the shades were off just a little bit, and one of the big ones that I felt were off was the shade Rebirth here in the OKALAN palette, you know, versus in the Lime Crime palette. As you can tell, the Lime Crime palette has more of a pinky undertone, where the OKALAN palette has more of an orangey undertone. So I made sure to purposely use those two shades intentionally just to see how they would look once applied to the eye. I thought, well, maybe, you know, once it mixes with like the warmth of my skin as well as the oils of my skin, maybe it would kind of tend to take on more of that pinky shade. So I was a little bit surprised because it wasn't as orange as I expected it to be. I do feel like there was a little bit of pink in there. Though I will say that as far as any kick up or fallout or anything like that, I experienced that more actually with the Lime Crime palette than I did the OKALAN palette. With the OKALAN palette, I didn't feel like there was hardly any kick up whatsoever in this palette. I didn't have any fallout with this palette. It was definitely very buildable, and as you saw with some of those colors, that was something that I actually did need to do. Is that an issue for me? No. My whole thing is if I am able to pull the, you know, color, the pigment, and get that pigmentation on my eye, I'm actually really happy about it. I'm not bothered if there's any type of fallout or anything like that. Like I said, as long as it's pigmented enough that I can actually pull off getting this color that I see in the eyeshadow palette, I'm happy with it. Now again, this palette does retail for $10. It is in like the typical type of cardboard type of packaging. It does also have a mirror in it as well, just like the Lime Crime Venus palette. Same type of similar packaging, also with the mirror. Again, this one is $34. I will tell you guys that I think that overall, as you could see, it came out, I'm looking at my monitor to see like how it looks, you know, if they look pretty identical, and I feel like they actually do. However, I will say the OKALAN side has more of like a purpley type of undertone, where I feel like the Lime Crime side has more of like the burgundy red, or, you know, or even pinky type of undertone. Is there a huge difference, you know, with the overall look? I don't think so. I think that I was able to create pretty much almost identical looks using the less expensive palette. I think that it worked really well. Like I said, the OKALAN palette was very buildable. It blended out very nicely. It was pigmented, but again, you got that pigment with building the product. So, and again, you saw that in the swatches. So anyways, overall, I definitely would Hot Mess Mom approve this. I love the fact that it is $10. I was actually able to pick up both of the OKALAN potential dupes for the Venus palette and the Venus 2 for like $15 for both of them. So I didn't even pay $10. So always check the SHOPHUSH app. They always are running, you know, special sales, percentage off, things like that, as well as you can like clock in with them every single day type of thing, or check in, and you receive so many reward points to your next purchase to get so much money off. Again, as always, I'm not sponsored or affiliated or anything like that. I just love to help you guys save money, and I think this is a great way to save money if you don't want to spend $30-some on a Lime Crime palette. So anyways, with that being said, I think that this is definitely a great palette. It's a good option if you are on a budget and you are looking for something budget friendly that is similar to the Lime Crime Venus palette. This definitely gets it. This takes the cake. So anyways, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure to hit the like button down below. And if you did make it to the end of my video, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. As you all know, I've tried to mention in a few of my other videos that YouTube has changed the rules for us a little bit, and that's okay. I'm gonna keep producing videos for you guys. I know you guys enjoy them. I enjoy making them for you. It comes down to, instead of views, having to have 10,000 views, which I had, and I was actually in review for my channel to be monetized, they changed the rules. Like I said, that's okay. And now we have to have 4,000 hours of watched videos, as well as 1,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, I ask that if you did enjoy my video, please subscribe. As well as, once you subscribe, make sure to hit the little bell right next to it so you can be notified every time I upload a video. So until next time, my friends, as always, I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. Kisses from Kentucky. Bye. That was like really squeaky. My voice is tired. Okay, bye guys.